Alright, so you want to talk about Diddy? Man, where do I even begin? This whole thing is like watching a slow-motion train wreck and you just can't look away. We're talking about a guy who built an empire, a cultural icon, and now he's inmate number whatever in Fort Dix. Fort Dix. Can you believe it? From throwing the hottest parties to serving time for God knows what. And it's not just Diddy himself. It's the whole damn Combs dynasty that's crumbling. His son, Christian King Combs, they call him, is now facing his own mess of a lawsuit over some alleged assault on a yacht. A yacht. These guys just can't seem to stay out of trouble, can they? The whole thing's been fueled by 50 Cent's new documentary, Sean Combs, The Reckoning. And let me tell you, 50 ain't holding back. He's throwing gasoline on the fire, and I'm here for it. Apparently, Diddy and his team were freaking out when they found out about this documentary. They tried to shut it down, claiming the footage was stolen. But 50 Cent doesn't give a damn. He's been waiting for this moment, and he's not about to let it slip away. Now, the footage itself is insane. Reportedly, Diddy was filming himself in the days before his arrest, trying to control the narrative. He's in a hotel room pleading with his lawyer, Mark Geragos, to find someone who can deal in the dirtiest of dirty business of media and propaganda. Come on. That sounds like a confession right there. A desperate attempt to spin the story before the feds closed in, and it's all on tape. And the irony, the documentary director, Alexandria Stapleton, claims they got the footage legally. Diddy's team is calling it a breach of privacy, but who cares? The public's seen behind the curtain, and it's not pretty. But here's the thing that really gets me. It's not just about Diddy's legal woes. It's about the culture he created, the empire he built on, well, let's just say questionable foundations. And now his son is allegedly following in his footsteps. This lawsuit against Christian Combs is a nightmare. A woman is claiming he lured her to LA with promises of a TV job only to hold her captive and assault her. And she alleges Diddy himself was involved. The details are brutal, and if even half of it's true, it's sickening. Christian's legal team is denying everything, of course. But the timing couldn't be worse. With Diddy already facing a ton of civil suits, this new case just adds fuel to the fire. It paints a picture of a pattern, a culture of abuse and exploitation that goes all the way to the top. And the jurors from Diddy's criminal trial, they're speaking out in the documentary, and their words are chilling. One juror admitted they struggled with Cassie Ventura's story, wondering why she stayed with Diddy despite the alleged abuse. Like, oh, they were in love, so it's okay. Love doesn't excuse abuse, people. And jurors are supposed to decide guilt, not morality. Look, Diddy might have walked free on the most serious charges, but the court of public opinion has already rendered its verdict. He's guilty as hell in the eyes of most people. And now his son's legal troubles are just the final nail in the coffin. But this whole mess goes way deeper than a single trial or lawsuit. The documentary digs into Diddy's past all the way back to the 1991 stampede at a Bad Boy event that killed 9 people and the claims. He bribed a driver to take the fall for a shooting in 1995 and the rumors about his involvement in Tupac Shakur's murder. Former gang member Dwayne Cafe D. Davis is alleging Diddy offered him $1 million for a hit on Tupac. $1 million. Diddy's always denied any involvement, but the documentary frames these allegations as part of a pattern. A man who operated above the law for decades until the law finally caught up. And now with Christian facing his own legal storm, the Combs name is no longer synonymous with power. It's a warning. The financial stakes are huge. Diddy's empire was once worth nearly $1 billion. Now it's a battleground. His mother, Janice Combs, and his son, Christian, are reportedly fighting over control of the remaining assets. It's like a real-life Godfather situation. And let's not forget about 50 Cent. He's been hating on Diddy for years, and he's loving every minute of this. He's framed his role in the documentary as a necessity, arguing that if he stayed silent, people might think hip-hop was okay with Diddy's alleged behavior. But let's be real, this isn't just about morality. It's about legacy. 50 Cent has spent years positioning himself as the anti-D guy, the self-made entrepreneur who didn't need to play the industry's shady games. So who benefits more from Diddy's downfall? The accuser seeking justice, or the rivals waiting to claim his throne? Either way, this story is far from over. The federal investigation is still active and the lawsuits keep piling up. Diddy's team is trying to spin this as some kind of vendetta, a hit piece. They've sent cease and desist letters to Netflix, accusing them of using stolen footage. But come on, nobody's buying that. The public sees right through it, and it just keeps getting worse. ABC News is reporting new assault allegations. Some music producer Jonathan Hay is claiming Diddy assaulted him, and the LA Sheriff's Department is investigating. The guys even posted about it on social media, although he took the post down later. But here's the real kicker. Remember that footage Diddy was filming before his arrest? Turns out it wasn't just a desperate attempt to spin the story. It was a blueprint. The dude's always been a master of reinvention, right? Puff Daddy P. Diddy, love. He's changed his image more times than I've changed my socks. But this time, he can't control the narrative. The documentary, the lawsuits, the federal case, it's all out there for everyone to see. And there's this whisper going around, something nobody wants to say out loud. What if Christian isn't the only son with secrets? Diddy's other son, Justin, was named in a lawsuit back in 2023. Allegedly, he helped lure a woman to LA under false pretenses, and she ended up being coerced and assaulted. The case was settled quietly, but the pattern is there. The Com's name, once a symbol of black excellence and entrepreneurial genius, is now a liability. Every new lawsuit, every new allegation, just makes things worse. It's like the walls are closing in on them. Diddy built his empire on loyalty, on the idea that Bad Boy was a family. But families turn on each other when the stakes are this high. And in this case, the stakes aren't just money or fame, it's survival. This one scene from the documentary, it's when Diddy really screwed over someone who was loyal to him. It's that footage that ended up with 50 Cent, the centerpiece of the whole damn thing. It all goes back to December 28, 2022. That's when Christian Combs allegedly assaulted that young woman on the yacht. The lawsuit claims she was incapacitated, groped, and trapped in a cabin while Christian, who was supposedly wasted, pressured her for sex. And there are audio recordings. The woman's voice is trembling, telling him to stop. The lawsuit doesn't just accuse Christian. It implicates Diddy, saying that the yacht's wild environment was enabled by his father's influence. It's like father like son. Same playbook. And the producer who recorded that audio, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, he's got his own lawsuit against Diddy. He's claiming he was forced to find women for Diddy's freak-off parties. Same kind of extortion that Cassidy talked about. He was forced to film these encounters, creating all this incriminating footage that the feds are trying to get their hands on. If all that's true, Diddy's legal problems are just the tip of the iceberg. And Christian, he wouldn't just be following in his father's footsteps. He'd be walking the same path to destruction. Remember that scene in the documentary where Diddy's telling his son Justin, "God told me to do nothing." It's a rare glimpse of vulnerability, but vulnerability doesn't work in federal court. And it doesn't help when your son is facing his own legal nightmare. The Combs family is learning the hard way that no amount of money or influence can erase the past. That whole prison unit thing, the guy who was in there talking about being one floor above Diddy, it's just wild. It's like some weird cosmic joke, right? This dude goes from the penthouse to the freaking penitentiary. But you got to think about Christian too. He's facing some serious heat. The parallels are just too obvious to ignore. It's like he's reading from the same damn script. The yacht, the girl, the booze, the alleged assault audits, all straight out of the Bad Boy handbook. And people close to the situation are saying it wasn't just learned behavior. It was encouraged like some twisted family tradition. You got to be ruthless. Got to take what you want, damn the consequences. And those audio recordings, if they're legit, they're going to drag the whole Combs crew down. It's not just about Christian anymore. It's about the culture that enabled this kind of behavior. The culture Diddy created. This woman in Christian's lawsuit, she's not just another accuser. She's a key piece of this puzzle. She claims she was promised a career, then ended up trapped in some nightmare. Bruises, threats. Sound familiar? It's the same story we've heard from Diddy's accusers for years. The promise of opportunity, the sudden turn to coercion, the hush money, and now the feds are digging into decades of these so-called private gatherings. This isn't just about whether Christian picked up some bad habits from his dad. It's about whether he inherited his liabilities. If the FBI's interested in Diddy's past and his son's present, this could be a full-blown criminal conspiracy spanning generations. I mean, think about it. How many people knew what was going on and stayed silent? How many people actively participated? The most chilling parts of that documentary aren't the flashy accusations. It's the quiet moments. Like when Diddy's on camera just days before his arrest, saying we are losing. That wasn't just about the legal fight. It was about the entire empire he built. And now with Christian's legal mess, the losses just keep piling up. Word is Diddy's mom Janice is trying to take control of everything. Christian's legal problems are making him a liability, not an heir. I mean, the com's name is toxic now. Radio stations are pulling Diddy's music. Brands are cutting ties. Even people who used to be close to him are running for the hills. But here's the thing that really matters, the pattern. Christian's alleged behavior isn't just a one-off mistake. It's proof that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And if the FBI expands their investigation, that tree could get uprooted completely. And the timing of all this, Christian's yacht incident allegedly happened in late 2022, months before the raids, the arrests, the documentary. Coincidence? Or was this some desperate attempt by Christian to prove himself? To show his dad that he could run the show? Some people are saying Christian's behavior wasn't just reckless, it was calculated. A way to claim the com's throne no matter what. But if that's true, it backfired big time. Now, he's not inheriting an empire. He's got a target on his back. And the feds don't just watch the throne, they tear it down. And the cover-up, that's what ties everything together. The documentary hints at a coordinated effort to hide evidence to control the narrative. But if Christian's lawsuit is anything to go by, the cracks are starting to show. The accuser's story with the alleged audio proofs suggests this wasn't just a private matter. It was a systemic failure. Loyalty to the comms brand meant being complicit in their darkest secrets. And with every new filing, every leaked recording, their attempts to spin the story are looking more and more desperate. You can't outrun a reckoning when the evidence is this loud. The biggest irony of all, Diddy's obsession with his legacy might be what destroys him. He's been filming himself for years trying to shape his own story. But now that footage is coming back to bite him. It's like he built his own gallows. And Christian, he didn't just learn from his father's mistakes, he repeated them. Same arrogance, same blind spot. The com's name was supposed to be untouchable. Now it's becoming a cautionary tale. A story they'll be telling on true crime shows for years to come. And 50 Cent is loving every minute of it.